Yo, I want you to listen to what this cat's about to say because I've been trying to explain this to my peers for the last couple years about what's going on. And I think a lot of people think some of the things that I say mean that I support certain beliefs or ideology, and it's not that. But the reason that your boy is even where he's at right now is because he's there to serve a purpose. He was put where he was put to rip the mask off, or as they say, lift the veil.
Completely ripped the mask off, and he's made it impossible for the ideological pretense to exist now. And again, I mentioned the US troops here. That has become an issue because of Trump, because he's up there under the control. It wouldn't have happened, even though they shouldn't have been here under Biden or Obama. But Trump has made the issue American. I've been talking about American empire for years, and I've never had even that term was not used much. And people are now understanding it, especially because of Trump's actions, like crazy stuff like kidnapping Maduro, which was insane and no one talks about anymore, even though it only happened in January. But that is so crazy. The attack on Iran, like many people are that when Iran retaliated against the US bases in Qatar and UAE and places. You know, like we might have known there were US bases in the Gulf, but most people don't. So they're like, what? The US has bases in Qatar, and Al Udeid is the biggest US base, and it's in Qatar. That's, and then people start, well, let me see where the US bases are, and they're like, well, that's an empire. Like, just many connections are being made that were previously very suppressed, and actually the establishment and the liberal ideologues that have kind of led the promotion of the US empire, they don't want the realities to be exposed. And Trump is exposing all of it. And I actually don't think it can go back to how it was, because even if it comes under the control of a manager, which is who's a better face and covers it up, too much has been seen now. You can't unsee what we've seen. And Trump, even verbally, is much more obvious. You know, when he kidnapped Maduro, he was giving interviews, and the problem with Trump is he is quite funny because he's so monstrous. But he's like, yeah, we're going in, we're going to run the country for a while, and all our big oil companies are going in, and the oil is actually already coming in, and we're going to make this amount of billion. Like, he just says it openly. Like, that's exactly why they went into Iraq. But they would never talk about it like that. So the fact that we have this mask on.
Now, I'm about to connect a few dots for you. Hold tight. You remember this letter I told you from Dr. Gregory Murphy, the representative of Congress, written to who? Dean Grossman of NYU Langone. Well, let's see why he wrote that. Oh, well, you don't say. Congress entrusts these heavily subsidized hospitals. NYU Langone is a heavily subsidized hospital to execute their charitable missions while being good stewards of Americans' tax dollars. As such a hospital, NYU Langone Health bears a grave obligation to put taxpayer money to its highest and best use. I write today with questions about your stewardship of this money, including our serious concerns about your decision to purchase a 30-second advertisement estimated to cost $8 billion during the Super Bowl. Woo! And see, what everybody doesn't understand is that this was done after Covisha. You see all this shit down? Look at it. Pay attention to all this. I've been telling y'all this for years. Peep game. The immense NYU Langone Hospital system compromises dozens of inpatient and outpatient facilities and is nestled in Midtown Manhattan, blocks from the Empire State Building, with $14.2 billion in revenue. Yet, after the pandemic, right? We, the taxpayers, had to give them $288 billion. Million, right here. We gave these straight out of our pockets. But where's it going? It's all right here, ladies and gentlemen. It is all right here. And they're sending your money. They're sending your money to South America. They are making bang bang. You see this? Do you see that? That's your money, ladies and gentlemen. You telling me $1.2 billion in assets tucked away in the Caribbean and Barbados? Huh? The hospital system has invested $283 million in Central America and the Caribbean. Woo! How much money did they get after the plan? But I ain't finished yet. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Let's talk about it. If you are an 1199 union due paying member, you see this LM2 right here? Yeah, the investments. This is where your tax dollars is going. Wait, I mean, I speak Spanish. Petróleos de Venezuela. Yeah, nigga, the petrol company of Venezuela. Now, we saw and we all know what just happened to your man Maduro. Because we went down there and picked him up. And what your man tell you? We're just going to run the oil companies for a while. Nobody finds it odd that NYU and 1199 all been investing in the infrastructure of South Central America and the Caribbean with your money and your tax dollars? Can we connect the dots, people? Because I know I can't be the smartest person in the room. And if I can find and figure all this out, so can each one of you. Start asking questions of your elected officials. Again, you want to know why I call your secretary treasurer? Because this would be her responsibility. You know, Veronica Turner, that would be her responsibility, right? Ask her why I call her bankruptcy Biggs. Why is someone that just filed bankruptcy the secretary treasurer of your money? Ask questions.